historically. We are the debris, forgotten faces, never more to be. Instead of legends fighting for something that had no guarantees, living ghosts we chose to live and die as their worker bees. Why didn't we break out from their hide? Why didn't we follow our own sun to another life? Why didn't we scroll over all their flowers? Brothers and sisters, it's okay to be free. Brothers and sisters, it's time to be
Okay, I was in, where was it, Warragul? I was in Warragul when I met these two deplorable human beings, and they were so much fun, I thought I'd bring them back on. So let's get it going here. We have the very quiet and shy Lucy. And Shaun. Guys, I want to thank you for coming on. I've been meaning to get you on for a while just because you're so much fun. I might put Lucy in the middle. And
how'd you do that?
Since we last talked, and people can go back and look at your interviews, but since we last talked, what are your views? You've had Desi painting us all as sovereign citizens. So are you copying any of that?
No. Just, I know that I think there's a lot of BS going on about that. I mean, they showed pictures of his house, you know. They ransacked it. What do people expect? I mean, you know, it's all, when I see these things or hear these things about him, I just think, well, they've put him in a very precarious position, and it's there's a lot of I think that it's very suspect myself. I'm suspicious as to what there's 10 cops that went to see him. Two died, one got shot, unfortunately, but we don't know if that was he did it or the other 7 police did it that were there.
I'll have to wait for the investigation to come out. It's but
Yeah.
do you yourself want to be a part of a community that gets known for, because it does cover all of us, like One
Yeah.
Apple. Because are you into advocating violence
No.
yourself,
I
Shaun?
don't.
No, not at all. I think most people in our circles are very peaceful people. Like even talking
I
about
know.
Desi, not a chance that guy is a crazed lunatic. And I actually met some people on Sunday at a meeting talking about him, and he's not the guy they've portrayed him as. Typically, they're going after the sovereign citizen movement, which we've never met a sovereign citizen anywhere. Can't be done. So it's just media spin, and we just got to cop some heat for a while, I'd say.
Yeah. Now, the other thing too going on now is Chris Chalmers just came out and said, if you don't believe in net zero, you're a right winger, a fascist, a Nazi.
You got me. All right, you got me.
Or a cooker. It's cooker. You're either cooker, a right winger, or extreme right winger, or a Nazi. So they're your options. Which one do you want? Do you want to go with the
I'll have all of
Nazi?
the above.
All the above.
Have you ever known a time where the government is so preoccupied with trying to get Australians to hate other Australians?
It just reeks of desperation to me. They're pulling out all stops.
Yeah.
You think they're going down swinging?
Well, possibly. I mean, it's the it's like what do they call it? The last shake of this system that's going down fast, and they're trying to hold on to any power they can keep. But it's very obvious. I think even just the biggest zombies I've known are waking up to it. So just they're just
really?
a bigger hole. But anyway, that's funny.
So you're having people wake up to it, are you?
Well, the conversation's changed. I've had a few people because I'm from Melbourne originally, and I've had a few people contact me that I haven't spoken to for 4 years. Just to come up and chat. I think they're a bit concerned about what's going on now, when normally they were just oblivious to everything that was going on. That's a bit unusual.
Yeah. So they're seeking out the conspiracy theorists to go, hey.
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah. Well, we've had 5+ years of this. Sorry?
Yeah, how about yourself? You noticing anyone else sort of becoming a bit more aware?
Yeah. Like I've been talking to a few people, and there are friends, my Facebook friends, and people I've worked with. They're starting to realise that there's, the crock. There's things the government's doing is destroying basically humanity, destroying a family unity, just everything. I mean, taking away our freedoms, And I've asked them, I said, if there's ever another pandemic, would you have the clock shot again? And they've said no. So, look, words are cheap,
Yeah, we know
if you're
that.
if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. So, but, just cut through the mustard, just say how it is. I just do my thing. I get called crazy, nuts, what's wrong with you? I say, I'm still me. There's nothing wrong with me. Something's wrong with you. So I just put it back on them and say, well, go and do your research. There's plenty out there. Go and talk to the MPs. Find out what they're about. Meet them. People will read the paper or listen to the radio. Well, go and see these people who are public servants, and they're supposed to be representing us. We pay them. They don't pay us. And, starts conversations. And I think, oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's us. We're the ones who pay them. They should be listening to us. And the the government just does whatever they want. Go on their little trips. Who's funding it? We're funding it. So, yeah, people are starting to wake up. I went to the rally in Melbourne, not the one not this one, not last week's, a couple of weeks ago. And there were families there, young families with their kids for the first time, who actually went to the rallies. And I said, why have you come? And they said, well, we don't like the way things are, living, cost of living, and all sorts of things. And, just living in general is expensive. They can't do some of the things they used to do. So, and I think, well, that's great. Hallelujah. See what's out there. Listen, go and find out the information. Go to these rallies. Oh, going to the rallies is a waste of time. I said, no, it's not. It's about unity, supporting other people who feel exactly the same, who want the government to listen, but the government will do whatever they want. But still, if there's a lot of people out there, make the sacrifice. People have to sacrifice to do what you need to do. Go to the rallies. Yeah. It's not a waste of time. It's solidarity.
Yeah.
And that's why I go. I said, don't be afraid. Plenty of people are afraid. I said, there's nothing to be afraid of. Don't give oxygen to the other ones out there who are calling you a Nazi or whatever. I said, they're looking for trouble. Don't add fuel to the fire. Just do your thing and just stay with the right people and you'll be safe.
We are the scruffiest Nazis I've ever seen. I have to admit that. You know what I mean? Shaun, I actually have
a follow-up
question to you from your story. your follow-up question for you from your story when you were in the hospital. But first off, what's been your impression of the shooting of Charlie Kirk and how the world's reacted? Because there's quite diametrically opposed reactions.
Well, I don't think anyone's probably got the idea of what really happened there. Everyone's got a lot of theories, and it basically just distracts us all. It's usually a big distraction from what's really going on that I don't want you to look at, all these big events. I found it quite devastating because I actually watched him a lot, Charlie.
Why did you watch him?
Well, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I just it's such an impressive man. So impressive, and he's knowledge on for a guy who's never studied, autodidactic and amazing. So look, whether we knew who he was as well, but I used to be so impressed. He had no fear. He'd take it up to the crowds who they knew hated him.
And they did hate him.
Absolutely, they wanted to.
And what do you think of the reaction, though? There's a lot of people, I'm saying, calling it the rise of the Kirkians. I've got 2 coming on tomorrow. So there's a lot of young men want to emulate him, women too, but lots of young men. But there's these other people who are literally dancing on his bones with glee, except now they're crying because they're getting sacked. What are your thoughts on that, Shaun?
Apart from being hilarious that they're all losing their jobs, again, it's basically to keep us all divided again, and that's all this whole thing has done all the way through. I mean, that seemed like a satanic ritual of some sort to me. I mean, that I've seen that footage so many times. Like, just think to myself, as a kid, did I ever see anything like that in my life? Yet it's on primetime television. These poor kids who are watching it, like my kids have all seen it, and I thought, you've got to look away. You just can't look at it, because the more we look at it, the more depressed you're going to get, the more angry you're going to get, and that's what it's there for.
Yourself, Lucy, what was your thoughts about it?
I thought he was a great young man. He's only 31, and yet he was. He had this massive following, and it's increased tenfold. And you think, wow, because. Over the years, I think to myself, what's happened to us? Again, I'll come back to family. You'd go weekends, you'd spend family time. It wasn't going to the shops to buy whatever you wanted to buy. The weekend was for families. Closed.
Remember, the shops were closed. Sunday, remember?
They were
closed, and Saturday to finish at 12.
And I think to myself, I think And you know, anything materialistic, it's all part of the agenda, obviously, to distract us. You know, things you watch on TV, give people ideas when it's a lot of violence and that sort of thing. And I think, where's it all gone? How did all this happen? You know, you can see it, but since COVID, I think it's really punched people in the face to say, wake up.
Yeah.
We're going
Let's
down
go
a
say hi
slippery
to Ian.
slide.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
interesting.
sorry.
I'm just saying hi to Ian. Ian Prigg was watching, just saying hi to Ian. But what do you think, Lucy, of like what you said? You looked at him; he's impressive. Shaun said he's an impressive young man. I used to love watching how he debated, how calm he remained, with so much hate thrown at him. But what do
Yeah.
you think of the people that are dancing on his graves? Even today, one of our senators, I think the Muslim senator, is coming out saying he's a bad man and we shouldn't be celebrating.
Well,
We shouldn't
to
be
me,
celebrating his passing.
yeah, I think
Oh
it's
no, it's the other way.
disgusting.
We shouldn't be idolizing him because he was a bad man. What are
Yeah,
your
well,
thoughts on?
I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's opening people's eyes because people are confused. And the people who are criticising what Charlie was doing, they're obviously afraid. There's some insecurity there, and they know that what he's saying is to protect the family unit. The way we live as humans, love, not hate.
Yeah.
And that there resonates with me, and I just think he was an amazing young man. It's sad for his, young family and his wife. I think, I suppose that they'll get strength from people around the world who love who he was, still is, I guess. And I think she'll fight his fight for him. And it's just amazing because I think the world will change. Maybe this is what's had to happen. I don't know. But I think it's disgusting where people are dancing on his grave. He's done nothing to them. He only
Nothing.
says what he feels, and he has a young family. Well,
It's
he's got a
interesting.
young family.
It's interesting because they're all saying, "Oh, he was pushing hate. He's pushing violence." I'm thinking, well, show me the videos where he does that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
No,
one video where he's pushed hate at all. But going back
no.
to Shaun, now, Shaun, you have MS, which is quite staggering, and you're dealing with it so well. How are you going at the moment?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Since I got off the medication, these wonderful drugs they gave me to make me better, I've actually got better from getting off those drugs. So I went cold turkey back in 2019. So I feel good. I don't.
That's
I don't
astonishing.
need. Well,
That's astonishing.
that should open a few people's eyes up. Like, what the hell is in this medication we're all having?
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
not a nice thing to have the MS because
No.
you can't see the way I look that I have a medical condition, and you don't know what suffering people are having, behind closed doors. I say to people, you haven't lived unless you shit your pants in public.
Hope you carry some wipes with you.
That's a keeper. That's a keep. That's the ad just there. I'm writing the time down so I can go back and get that as a short. There's a. Can I ask though? This is the question. You went into hospital during the lockdowns, and half the hospital was closed down, right?
Yeah, I used to have an MRI scan every year just to check the progression of any little dots on my brain, and it was at the start of the lockdowns, and they said to me, "Look, I've got to come through the back door, the side door of this hospital in Melbourne," and so
Greek
I waited for some of the security. Came out. There was nobody in the hospital. I was expecting to see a war zone in there.
Yeah, well, that's how it's been sold.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Lucy's having an epileptic fit at the moment.
I know, you're right. But what they'd actually done is they'd shut down half the capacity of the hospital. So that's why it was overflowing. Hospitals are always
So when you went
busy.
to the other side of the hospital that was open, was that crazy busy?
I didn't go over there. I didn't know what to expect in there. But getting inside the hospital, the part I was going into was just completely empty. Lights were off. So
Well, let's ask. This is the question, because I've interviewed a few other people now who've been to other hospitals and said the same. Said they were in the hospital with an emergency. Said it was absolutely empty. We've got nurses that have come on and said the nurses were sitting around just chatting because there was nothing to do because no one was in there. Now, here's the interesting question. All these nurses and doctors and cleaners and phlebotomists and radiologists, everyone else was there, must have known this was so quiet. Yet on the news, Dan Andrews and all these others are saying the hospitals are overflowing. Why would so many of these people, these doctors, nurses, why would they lie? And yet they were lying. Don't you think that's all lying? And the watching society get terrified, and yet they knew there was nothing to be terrified of. Instead, they're doing those dances they were doing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was impressive.
I was just your thoughts on that you've ever known a period in Australian history where so many people who knew it was a lie would stay silent while the rest of society sort of lost their shit.
Yeah. Well, personally, it is hard to believe, but I think it's
you. But you jumped in, so go ahead.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm a woman.
I'm just interested in that. I'm just interested in so many people lying, because that's evidence that they knew it was empty, and then they lied. To all of us.
Yeah. Well, they needed to keep their jobs.
You think that's just it?
Well,
I think they were afraid. I think they were afraid to lose their jobs.
Yeah. Go, Shaun, first. What are your thoughts, John?
Look, it's the most bizarre time in history, really, to be able to see this with your own eyes. And it does make you wonder, because I've got friends from Melbourne who are nurses, and they still tell me there was crazy times in there. And I'm like, have they been mind controlled, these people, or what? What's going on?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because I just meet witness after witness and nurses who have come across who go, no, we had nothing to do. In fact, it was even hard to work.
I remember in Melbourne, I used to drive past the Austin Hospital, and we had a friend who's a nurse in there, and she said to us that they've got a big marquee, huge marquee at the front. And I said, what's the idea of the marquee at the front? She goes, it's for the overflow that's going to be coming in. Empty the whole time. Never overflowed. So I think it's called PSYOP.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, like even now, just a few of them come out and whistleblow. But even though we've got the evidence now that the whole of society was lied to, society's still quiet. Like society doesn't get up in arms and go, what? What do you think about that, Lucy? Why aren't people? I know people are more aware now, but there's very little rise up. Sort of aware to hear, but here is where you actually actively do something about it. Why do you think so many are refusing to do anything, even though they've clearly been lied to?
Yeah, I still think a lot of people are afraid, being victimised. You're crazy. You must be a Nazi or whatever. And I think, look, I'm just here because I want my freedom. I don't want the government telling me what I can and cannot do. And it's, again, it's my body. I'll put what I want in it, not what the government says. People, they're so buried in this propaganda. They watch the news, they read the paper, and I say, well, surely you can see the lies, that they'll only pick and choose what they want to tell you. They don't tell you the full, they'll tell you a bit of the truth to keep you interested, but the rest of it is just rubbish. And people are, they're afraid, because what we went through in the beginning is what probably they're going through now. And I think they're trying, people are slowly but surely seeing how ugly the government is towards its own people. Yeah, it's a lot of it's hate. again, you go down the negative path. It's very easy to go the negative path. But when you want to go, if you want, spread the love, you get victimised anyway. I get called all sorts of things, but I don't care. It doesn't faze me. But I just think, people need to cross that line and be brave and say, you know what, I know what's going on now. I'll say what I need to say. I'll do the research. Yeah, and just continue heading forward. It's at the end of the day, it's our freedoms, and they're being taken away. And live in Victoria, and I say to people, you'll drive by a car, you'll have Victoria, the education state. I said I should be changed to the communist state, because that's. I can't help myself, but I just think.
Okay. I was going to go to Shaun for a sec. Shaun, the other interesting thing from a Victorian, a rate-paying, tax-paying Victorian, what do you think of the government's machete bin initiative?
Brilliant. Was it 13 million?
Yeah.
You gotta love government.
$350,000 a bin, and I think the bins cost $2,000 each. The rest was just.
It's good business if you can get it. Should we expect anything less?
Do you have any welding experience, Shaun?
Sorry?
Do you have any welding experience?
No.
But do you think for $350,000 you could probably do a welding course, buy the material, and still produce the bin under $350,000?
Yeah. I don't know. People just seem to be happy to let the government waste money like that. That's
what I'm saying. They get away with it. Why isn't there the thing? How about you, Lucy? Have you seen less machetes around? Are they?
Yeah, I'm on the hunt. I go out in the hunt early morning. I get up early, and I walk the streets of Warragul to see, and just sit in front of the bin and see if anyone drops in a machete or two. Woohoo! Here I am.
I've seen people have been putting dildos in there, and someone put a dildo in there and had written on it, "Dear Premier, go F yourself." And some people were putting in butter knives, going, "I'm really scared of this one. I know it's small, but it can hurt." And
oh no, it's a joke. But if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Because
what are your thoughts, Lucy, on this is like a quick quiz. What are your thoughts on the gold statue we're building to Dan Andrews?
Gold?
Oh, it's gold.
Bloody hell.
If you like.
Is it? I
could be wrong, but it's brass.
Well, I'm going to go around there and I'll chip off a bit of gold and a bit more gold, and I'll sell it off to the highest bidder.
I think it's brass.
It won't be there very long.
You don't think it'll be there very long?
No. Where do you think all the spray paint?
I hope Big Bird's there.
Sorry, Shaun, what were you saying?
It's going to be covered in spray paint. It's going to have sledgehammers taken to it. It won't last long at all.
Well, they're probably going to have security guards, aren't they? Like 24/7.
Oh, they're creating more jobs. They're just creating jobs, these people.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
I'll still go there with my little chisel. Yes.
Going forward now, you're watching everything happen. Oh, the last thing, of course, is the bringing in the voice into Victoria. Even though Australia resoundingly said no, they're actually bringing it in. So, what are your thoughts of that? Of the state government deciding they're just going to ignore all of the people?
Look, I'd love to say what I really think, but I have to be a leader.
You can say what you want.
What a crock, truly. It's an absolute bloody crock. And they're not listening to us, so, I just want the Governor General should be doing their jobs, and they're not. They're all on the payroll anyway, because we're too stupid to keep paying them, I guess. Well, they don't ask us, they just do it. So
that's right.
Yeah. Where's Rambo when you need him? Oh, hang on. He's a fictitious character from a movie. No, I just think it's a crock, truly. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, where are they getting the money from? Well, we know where they're getting the money from, but
Yeah.
who's paying for all this? We are.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
imagine
There's,
if.
yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, imagine if no one was paying taxes. Well, they probably won't get a paycheck.
You think that's a viable thing? Actually, I'll go to Shaun. What do you think of the viability that the population, because this is quite a few people have been saying that, the possibility of um, actually having the people take a strike, what do you call it? A strike, and refusing to pay their rent. Not the rent, sorry, their taxes. What do you think
I
of
think
that?
I think it's hard because most people are employees and they're on pay as you go income tax, so their tax gets taken out. But it's we've got to quickly realise we're dealing with a criminal cartel here.
Yeah.
Charading our government. You know, it's going to have to come to a head at some stage. Until people get hit in the back pocket, they're not going to stand up. But I just paid a $1,900 gas bill.
How long?
So
How much?
$1,900.
Bloody hell.
$1,900.
Yeah,
For
$1,900.
how long?
Must be. I think it's 2 months. So
What?
So almost
shit.
$1,000 a month is your
I
gas now.
I rang up and just wanted to find out.
You have a crematorium or something? What have you got? What have you got?
Not quite, but it's like $1,800.
Shit.
Still,
I said, holy shit!
That's still how can you survive? How much gas? What are you using? What are you using the gas on? In your
Cooking our dinner, ducted heating, nothing. I mean, but compared to previous months, like this is out of the blue.
Wow.
So
What did the gas people say when you called them up?
Still not clear, what the reason was, and they said yes, it was just that's your reading, and I said, well, no, I said I haven't increased the usage. It is winter, I know, but I've never paid a gas bill that high in my life.
No. We'll have to talk.
This sort of thing might, if everyone starts getting those sort of gas bills, then we might see some people stand up. In the government's
favour, it's very hard to get gas to you, Shaun, when we're giving it away to Japan for free.
That's right. No, I understand that. So
someone has to pay.
That's right. I'll pay it. I'll take this one.
Hang on. Hang on, Shaun. Hang on. Have you spoken to the ombudsman?
No, I'm not.
I would if I were you. You're crazy if you don't. You're crazy.
I'm not putting my energy into any of these government departments, organisations. I just refuse to deal with them.
All you can do is give it a crack.
Yeah.
But how about you, Lucy? Are the power bills going up at your place?
No, not much. For electricity and gas, we haven't really changed much. It was around just over $300.
So $300 for the month.
A month, electricity and gas.
Versus $900. Are you in a massive house, Shaun?
Not really, no.
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, it's something's not right. But
that's almost a mortgage for some people. I mean,
that's right. I just said, how are people doing this?
Yeah, I don't understand how they're paying it.
I've got a smart and food. I've got a smart meter here, so it can't be wrong.
I don't know why that's funny, but it's funny. Can I actually get down to basics here? How many people live at your place, Shaun? I'm just interested in the food bill.
4. We got 4. 2 adults, 2 children.
How about the food bill? If you don't have to tell me if you want, but I know Kelly and I go shopping, or and it's $100 a bag. It's literally $100 a bag.
Yeah, I rarely walk out of the supermarket if we go there without spending less than $100. Very rarely, and I shop almost daily. Daily shop. Yeah. Well, I just nothing lasts anymore. Yeah. I buy a lot of organic stuff as well. So but I'm like a Vietnamese man walking around my shopping every day. But definitely the cost has gone up.
So you've got the gas going this, chances are you still probably got a mortgage to pay. I mean, how close are you to a point where you go, we actually got more going out than's coming in, or you're already there?
Well, I don't work anymore, so obviously there's more going out than coming in.
Yeah, wow.
But like it's disturbing,
Yeah.
So, but I have heard from a few people that have had exorbitant bills come their way. I don't know what they expect us to do, and I just thought, how would some people be able to pay this? Like that would end some people in one bill.
Yeah.
I mean, most people.
I ask people who are watching, if anyone's watching, have you guys had any major bills coming through like that? Because that's unbelievable.
It's offensive. So
Yeah,
it's just wrong, especially as we're sitting on such huge gas reserves. I mean, the gas should literally be cheap as air.
Yeah.
In reality. Yeah.
Yes, for free.
So do you feel that this is going deeper now? I'll start with Lucy.
Yeah.
Do you feel that we've literally left, our generation was the generation who grew up in the she'll be right era? We just didn't worry about things like this. Do you feel now that that's coming to an end and now we're in the what the fuck era?
Oh, hell yeah. I think it finished. It was over a long time ago. Early 2000s, I think.
Oh, you reckon it's that
She'll
far
be
back?
right. Oh, she'll be right, mate. Well, no. No, she'll be right isn't going to cut it anymore, but it's a slow... It's just slow for people to realise that, people are spending more money on just material things. But just the cost of living, like, I can't believe your bill is $1,900. Was that a month? Like 2 months?
I think it's 2 months. Yeah.
2 months, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I'd be frothing at the mouth.
It's good gas.
You better go and see Mary Aldrich and tell her about that.
No, I wouldn't waste.
What was it like, actually, Shaun? What was it like when you first saw it? Did you think, "What the hell? This can't be right"? Or
got to be an error? So
yeah,
apparently not. Like I spoke to the company, and so I mean,
did you check your meter against the bill?
Yeah, we got Laz here. Laz, g'day, Lazza. Laz at Coldray. I have 22 panels on my roof, and I still pay $400 a month.
Jeez.
$400 a month. Just got electricity bill, and only 4 in a household. Karen Bloom, my friend got a power bill over $2,000 for 3 months for the caravan she lives in. For the caravan she lives in.
Bloody hell.
$2,000 for a caravan.
Bloody hell. Maybe she's cooking something in there. Poor bugger. I wouldn't pay it. I'd say all I can afford is $5 a month. It's all I can afford. Good luck to you. If you're paying, I used to work in debt collecting years ago, and I've done a few different things over the years, and you just pay a minimum. They can't do anything about it. If you're paying a little bit of something, they can't do anything about it. So
okay. Well, Joanne here says her power went from $2.78 a day to $12 a day.
Yeah, cooking with gas.
What's 18? What's 2 months into 1800? What's 60 into 1800? Has anyone got a calculator? Be interesting to see what it is charging you a day. Yeah. Now, when you say you're not $30, when you're saying you're not working, Shaun, is that because of the MS? Is it hard to get a job?
No. I stopped working a few years ago. So I do work. I do about 10 hours at the Greyhounds here. So just got my finger in the pie still, but I've stopped working. Yeah, but
what do you do at the Greyhounds? I'm
a Greyhound executive. No, I just do a bit of maintenance, bit of cleaning. I prepare the kennels for racing tomorrow, and twice a week.
Good.
It's solid exercise, so I get paid for it, which is good. Not a lot, but I get paid.
I love working because I've met lots of people with MS, and literally they're in wheelchairs. So that's the extraordinary thing. And
But
that
I
the
never
fact you're
stopped.
not taking the medication is amazing.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I never
sorry.
stopped. I never stopped. So I mean, I was in business, and I just kept pushing myself through, until I hit that point where I said, I'm done with this. So I looked at a few alternative treatments because I think the medication definitely has to be questioned.
Yeah.
It's never going to make you better, but it'll just mask the issue for a long period of time. So you're a customer on their books forever. And I
Yeah.
said to my neurologist, I said, well, look, this is not going to heal me. I'm done with it because it's.
What did he say?
She said, I was mad. She goes, you're crazy. Like, you've got no other options. And I said, well, I'm going to explore that because I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. I'd sit in at a hospital with needles in my arms to let these bags drop some liquid through my arms for half a day, once a month.
Half a day?
Half a day, yeah. I mean, I went through the period of having daily injections myself, doing it myself. So, we're talking over 20 years. So you hit that point where I said, that's it. I'm done.
I don't blame you.
Obviously that's not medical advice for anyone who might be listening, but you've got to question the whole thing. I mean, the more I look into the medical industry, I just think the level of deception, and it's just a big business. I mean, a patient that's healed is a customer lost.
Yeah,
that's right.
So I think we should look at it that way. And there's so many natural therapies around.
What did you? What was it like when you decided to quit? Was that quite scary the day when you said okay? And did you slowly wean off it, or did you just go, nah, that's it, cold turkey?
Cold turkey. But what's interesting was, so I basically stopped. I just went off it for 6 months, but I was booked in already for another MRI scan 6 months into the future. Yeah. And so I was off the medication for 6 months, and I had a guy ring me up. He wasn't my neurologist, it was another guy, and he said, because I went and had an MRI scan, even though I'd been off for 6 months. I thought I'd just see myself what's happening here. And he rang me up and he said, listen, I've got your results back from your MRI scan. He goes, great news. I go, the medication's working because you haven't progressed with your MS at all. I said, well, it's funny you say that because I've been off it for 6 months.
Wow. So that is so powerful a statement. What did he say to that?
I can't remember what he said, but I just said, I said, how does that work? So I just go off the medication and nothing changes. And this is where I'm at. So I'm feeling just as good as I've ever felt.
That's extraordinary, man.
Yeah. Well,
do you still have? I'm sorry, you don't tell me if you don't want to, but do you have occasional attacks or anything? Do you wake up some days and it's?
No, I haven't had an attack for 6 years.
That's good.
When I was on the medication, I was having lots of attacks.
Yeah.
I'd wake up and my arm would be numb, or my balance would go.
Yeah.
But I think pushing myself, just working all the time. Maybe I was just too busy to really feel the any major symptoms. Really, I don't know. But So I mean, when you're sick and you decide to just pull the pin on something like that, you've got to be ready to do it, because I mean, in my mind, I was done with it.
Yeah.
So until you get to that point, because maybe it takes a bit of courage. People go, "Gee, you're brave." Yeah. I said, "No, I'm not," because the more I look into the system, it's big business, and if anyone trusts big business these days, they're not paying attention.
I seriously think you should write a book. There's all these people write books about this, but that's these books sell. We can flog it through Cafe Lockdown. We'll bring it on. We've got an audience here. You're obviously articulate. You should seriously write a book. That's extraordinary. Because just to tell people, how did you know you had it in the first place? What was the first things that hit you?
Well, I think I told you last time I'd been skydiving in Byron Bay. And I wake up the next morning and my arm was numb from the shoulder down. And I thought I just slept on it wrong. But after a few days, it's still numb, the whole arm. And Yeah, so and then I went to physios, went to all these people. No one could tell me what it was, and I decided to go to a neurologist, and he wanted me to get an MRI scan to have a look and see what's going on up here. And so I had the scan, and he said to me, he goes, "Oh," I went back there thinking it was nothing. And he said with a smile on his face, he said to me, "Oh, you've got MS."
A smile on his face.
I think it was like a nervous smile. I mean, no one likes giving bad news to people, but
Yeah,
not that I didn't know what MS really was, but I knew it wasn't good. So that's where it started. That was it. I was a customer.
You really should, man. I think you, with your humor and the way you talk about it, I think that will go really well, because
I'd hate to give someone,
and you're not telling other people to do it, but this actually happened to you, know.
I could write a big book, Michael.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I seriously think it's a. If I was a publisher, I'd be going, right it. This is really interesting. I think there's so many people with MS.
I'm open to all offers.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Lou?
Do you think the neurologist has got it wrong? Diagnosed you incorrectly?
Well, the problem is that the diagnostics of these things is obviously wrong. It's like all the diagnostics now with all medical conditions. It's so sensitive, and if you look at an MRI scan on your brain, it basically had a couple of little white spots on my brain, and from that he could tell me, because I know where it is. You've got MS because it's in that location. And I look back now, I think, really, is that accurate?
Did you get a second opinion?
Well, I would have been 25 at the time. I had no idea. I had no idea. That's when most people get diagnosed with MS, in their mid to late 20s. So if you get diagnosed younger, you're in a lot of trouble.
Wow.
So, but I had what they called lapsing remitting MS. So it wasn't the hardcore, just legs don't work, that sort of thing. But that's where it leads to.
Yeah, progressive there, yeah.
So a lot of people have. I used to go into the hospital for these infusions, and they had a big infusion ward in the hospital, and there'd be hundreds of people in there with these drips in their arms.
My God.
For all different sorts of conditions. So what a business.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. You think of the cost when you're there all day, how much money they're making. I don't know.
How do you know how much?
Really interesting question.
Well, they have the government scheme where they pay for it all. Everything's free. Could you imagine what they're paying these pharmaceutical companies for the medication?
Yeah.
It's just horrendous. And who's getting paid off and who's, it's just endless.
Now, Luz, I'm going to do a segue here, Luz. I'm going to change the subject.
Yes, lovely.
We have, we're staying at a mate's place. He's on our side, Chris, and he's been looking into setting up a dating site for our community. I know there's out there, but thinking of doing a show either once a fortnight or something with it. Would you be interested if there was a dating site for the our community?
The criminally insane, sure, why not? The sovereign citizens, whoop whoop. Gee, why not?
No, you could be sovereign, but you're looking for a citizen. You know what I mean?
Something in that.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah,
as long as they're not. As long as they're not that.
Community,
Okay.
That's been a thing in our circles. A lot of single people are finding it hard to meet people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you're in our Stand in the Park group or anything all day, you're not meeting a lot of people outside the group.
Yeah, that's right.
And people are staying away from the jabbed.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It's an interesting dilemma. A lot of people have lost their marriages. There's a lot of that in the community. People who where one was on one side, one was the other, and the marriage just cannot sustain itself. They're ending up separating. And but we thought there is sites like it, but we thought if we made it fun, we just can't figure out how we do it like this. Getting people on, like say you two had been on a date, and we find out how it went. You know what I mean?
Does it work? Swipe left or right? Does it work?
I don't know. I don't know, but there's
Up or
there's
down?
it's they're already made now. They've already made you
Yeah.
just basically pay to lease their software and then change the front, and then we can use
Oh.
it. So it's actually not hard to do. I say
Are
the
you looking for an
community.
investor, are you?
I just might. Yeah, can Greg Evans host the show? I don't know. Which way is he swinging? There's so is
Oh,
that yeah?
absolutely.
Just saying the thing because this is like community now. Because I really think we have to start. Is our community? We're very good at pointing out the truth to people who don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And now it's saying, yeah, but how do we celebrate who we are? How do we start having some fun? How do we start building a community of people who? Because I think the one thing that unites our community is not whether you're vaccinated or not. It's whether you can see that the emperor is naked or not.
Yeah.
And most of us can't unsee the bullshit.
That's right.
You know?
Once you see, you can't unsee it.
No, you
Yeah,
can't.
that's
can you?
right.
It is hard. Like it is hard because I mean, only a few years ago, we'd go and catch up with people in Melbourne, go to a dinner party or something. I am a master at ending a dinner party very quickly with my conversation. It's
You start
very
to get into an argument.
Can you give us an example?
well. It was when the whole vaccine thing came up, and I'd always bring it up. I wasn't afraid to talk about it because I wanted everyone to start talking about it.
Yeah,
And there's some things you cannot bring up at a dinner party.
That's
And my
correct.
wife would always say, "Listen, just don't say too much tonight. Don't," because she wanted to stay there for a while. And
It's
Yeah.
taboo.
you can't
Well,
help
it's a
yourself.
taboo subject.
I think it's got to be said.
Yeah.
Why
Problem is people
is it
didn't
such a
speak.
taboo subject? How did they manage to do it?
Brilliant.
That they poisoned, or they managed to convince so many people to take it against their will.
Mm.
And instead of the people rising up and getting really angry with those who forced them to take it, they just shut up. And the only people that are willing to attack is the people who tried to warn them not to take it.
Mm.
How do you figure that, Luce? I think it's a mystery.
I don't know. Look, I just think people wanted to bury their heads in the sand. They don't want to believe. They're in denial, so they'll make up anything. I've got a very good friend. I've been friends with her for a very long time, and there was a group of us, all girls, and we'd go out for dinner once a month or whenever. And she was the only one. There was four of us, and she was the only one who would say, "I don't want to talk about, the COVID or the jab," and we're sort of sitting there thinking, "Oh, I feel like my hands are tied being Italian background, and I think I can't talk." And I think, well, it's important. This is what we're going through. Why can't we talk about it? And she just didn't want to know. And our friendship is like, we're really close, but it's sort of, I wouldn't say it's deteriorated, but it's not the same. And that's a real shame because, her husband's got heart problems, but, all these sorts of things going on, and she doesn't want to believe it. So all we can do is just support her if she ever wants to open up and talk about it. But, yeah, it's a real shame because it's destroyed a lot of...
extraordinary. It's
Yeah,
really
it is extraordinary. Yeah, and it's a shame. It really is.
Basically, pretend we're all chickens in a chicken coop, and there's a fox in the chicken coop. All we're guilty of is pointing out, saying that's a fox.
Correct.
And they go, conspiracy theories. What are you talking about? Henrietta's hanging out of his mouth. He's covered in feathers. It's a fox. And yet they defend the fox against us. That's the actual fox facing. I still don't understand after all these years. The same for you, Shaun. Have you ever had any success with anyone talking to anyone where suddenly has gone, yeah, okay, I believe you?
I don't know. I'm finding a lot of people, I think deep down they believe what I was saying, but they can't face it. And it's, I mean, the trauma. Matt, could you imagine if all of a sudden you found out these things here weren't great and they're doing a lot of damage, but you'd already committed to having 5 of them?
Yeah.
Like it's hard to actually you know, and I don't want to make life even harder for them.
Yeah.
Because hopefully everything's going to be okay. But
Yeah.
you know, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
weren't
it's
good.
extraordinary times. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
now, we're just going to move to another show. Before we go, though, I just want to give the floor here. I'll start with Shaun. Is there anything you want to say towards Australia as general while you're here now? Not that all of Australia is watching, but we do reach people. Is there anything you want to say from your experience of the last 5 years? Any bit of advice to Aussies?
Do not trust the government under any circumstance. Whatever they're telling you, it's actually the opposite of what they should be saying. You know, trusting government has got us into this mess, and it's not just government; it's corporations, it's banks, all of them. You know, and it's you know, like I just think having trust in any of these people is just lunacy. Like to trust any of these politicians and their message you see on television for 5 seconds, you know, is just, you need to snap out of your coma right now. And most people, everyone on our side of the fence, wouldn't listen to anyone who's. Most people aren't even watching television now, let alone listening to
No,
them.
right. That's right. I
But
never watch.
they get their message out of all over the place, and I said,
Yeah, that's right.
But
Yeah,
I just think we need to all come together. That's all we need to do. It's all we ever needed to do.
like this,
Right.
stronger together.
That's it. Like they can't stop us. If you've ever been to a big rally, like the Canberra rally or the big ones in Melbourne, we are unstoppable if we all just come together. And that's why those rallies in Melbourne back in that period was so big, because we're all on the same mission. We all have the same thing in mind. But now these other rallies now that, you know, there's 50 different things we're fighting about.
Yeah.
We
can't
just need
focus.
to simplify the whole thing. We just got to let these. Yeah, but anyway, that's just me. But
no, it's great, man. I love it. Lucy, yourself, anything you want to say? You like the morale officer, Lucy?
A morale
Rev
officer.
it up, we'll go to the song, and then we're
Just
off to
switching.
Pharmacist Lee. Go ahead.
Just people need to stay strong. Don't be afraid. You know, be brave. If you're going to do anything in life, stand up for what you believe in and support each other. And yes, be united. We can't do this on our own. It's the same people doing the same thing day out, day in, day out. So step up. If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. We have to be united and stop listening to all that BS on the news or the paper. They'll only give you what you want. They're just feeding you bullshit anyway. So, you know, grow a pair.
I just got to say, you're from Warragul. Where do you meet for the stand in the park if people want to meet up with you guys?
Oh, Latrobe Street at the Rotunda.
So, and when do you do that?
Every Sunday, but I'm not always there. I have to work.
Okay.
I'm making up for those
every
things.
Sunday, 10 o'clock every Sunday.
10 o'clock every Sunday,
Yeah, just turn
Rotunda
up.
Park, the Rotunda at Latrobe Street Park.
Yep, in Warragul. Latrobe Street in Warragul.
Yep. Okay, guys, you've heard it. We've got to go now. Thank you for coming on. I've been so looking forward to getting you two on. Yeah, you really made our day that day. That was really great. Yeah.
Oh,
take
yeah,
care.
I was wrapped.
Good to see you, Michael.
Take care.
See ya.
See you,
Okay,
Kelly.
we'll be back with Lee in a second, and he's going to talk to us about his findings of healing yourself from the jab. Here we go.
When I met Jesus Christ, he was almost 10 years old, and he was helping his mother push a trolley full of all they owned. And because they couldn't find an inn they could get in, they were heading to the city and leaving Bethlehem. Couldn't you perform a miracle? I'm out of them, he said. I tried turning nothing into warmth, but it just made my mother cry. It just made my mother cry. Mary Magdalene has become a man, and tonight he's old, and she has been riding my tram. Now it's late and she's trying to sleep, Come give us your natural gifts. We make wealth from toil. Come pretend for history's page that we're advancing Australia fair. Let's pretend that we're all advancing Australia fair. Back down the road I found the church we built on the black man's bones was empty, and out the front a sign read all but sold. A sign read all but sold. And we all owe so much money, but to whom we're not quite sure. So head down